Здравствуйте, коллеги. Сегодня Международный день ТРИС, день Шулера, день его рождения. И все мы очень обязаны ему этим. И поэтому мне хотелось бы еще раз поздравить всех вас с этим замечательным днем, пожелать вам всем прежде всего здоровья и больших творческих успехов в продвижении ТРИС во всем мире. Мне хотелось бы показать эту вот открытку, динамическую открытку, которую сделал мастер ТРИС Марат Гафитуллин. Она была показана, но в статическом виде, а это в динамическом виде. И еще раз поздравить вас с этим замечательным днем. Сегодня все три доклада, они посвящены законам развития систем, в частности бизнес-систем. Это, собственно, основа ТРИС, то, на чем движется базис ТРИС, который есть. И поэтому эти все три доклада связаны между собой. И...
Владимир, простите, пожалуйста, переводчик, уйдите, пожалуйста, из русского канала в английский, когда вы переводите на английский. Спасибо.
Мне сейчас уже уйти, как мне уйти?
Не, Владимир, простите, просто техническая проблема с переводом была. Вас переводили в русский канал на английский.
То есть меня...
Сейчас все нормально, вы можете продолжать.
Окей, значит, друзья, я еще раз поздравляю вас.
So I would like to congratulate you again on our professional holiday, the International Trees Day, and I would like to wish every success to trees all over the world. And this postcard was made by Marat Afitulin, trees master. And I would like to remind you that all three presentations today will be dedicated to the trends of system evolution. One of these presentations I am going to start now. It is only a part.
Вот. И большую часть я расскажу в последнем докладе, который все это сделает. Вся система будет показана.
And the better part of it will be told in the last presentation. I will speak about the trends of evolution to be used for dealing with business problems. The presentation was made out by Petrov. He's got level 3 in matriz. And what I'm going to speak about today, they are the patterns of changes in the degree of ideality of the systems, patterns of changes, and patterns of transition to the super system. The main pattern of the system evolution, which evolves in the increase of ideality. And let's first speak about the functional redundancy, because many of us think about saving resources, and there are always resources in the management system. So elimination of certain levels of management removes links between management and performance. What are the changes in the ideality. First, they should appear at the right time in the right place. Then, the ideal system is self-executing. The ideal system is a function, and at a certain time, this function becomes obsolete and redundant. The ideal system should appear at the right time, in the right place, carrying the full load. At a different time, it should disappear or perform other work. Example, plastic banking cards. The Apple Pay and Google Pay systems in practice does not exist in reality. There is no plastic, and if it is lost or stolen, then it may be cancelled immediately. Self-execution. An ideal system performs everything without human participation. For instance, the company UiPath automated practically all business processes. Another example of self-execution, and this is the top level. For instance, Google Assistant, it can do everything. You can set a task to book a table at a restaurant. You can schedule your meeting with a hairdresser. You should not try to dial a number for many times. Everything can be done on its own automatically. Information. The ideal information should be presented to you at the right time and the right place. That will be ideal information, like in advertising. It costs a lot of money and takes a lot of time, but you know that even if the phone is switched off, but still the context advertising still arrives to your phone based on the information fished out of your talks heard by the microphone. Or perhaps there should be no ideal system. The work should be performed as if by itself. For instance, the companies host their application on the cloud, and if there are more users, the servers working for that cloud, then their number increases in proportion, pro rata. Well, also, you remember what we did when we wanted to call a taxi cab? Today, it can be done automatically using the relevant software, and the function has become redundant in this case. So the pattern of increasing the controllability, it lies in the fact that the system tends to become more controllable. general trend is a transition from unmanaged system to managed systems, from manual control to automatic control, from manual control to remote control, and also from centralized control to distributed control and self-control. The examples will be like that. You know that we have a new pandemic of SARS-CoV-19. At first, it was very difficult to handle the people, and now practically all companies and processes have become run remotely. And also, it was accompanied by the transition from centralized control to distributed control and self-organization. Practically, the resources of any company can be distributed all over the world and controlled from many distributed locations. You know that the system can do everything itself. It's self-execution, where there are several steps: mechanization, automation, and digitization or cybernetization. First, at the company like Sandvik, Sweden, the operator begins controlling the machine himself, and the artificial intelligence system memorizes what he is doing, and then the artificial intelligence controls the machine without the operator. The general trend is to combine the systems into a super system. Another example is the fact that the system have become multifunctional. Everywhere now you have online stores where there are no storekeepers, no store personnel, no salespeople, where you can open a list of required goods which you want to buy. Everything is automatically calculated, all your purchases. Then you can pay using your phone again, and you leave the site of this application. You leave this marketplace. So this is what shows that the evolution of the business system is still going on, getting more and more ideal with every day. These are the books we have published in Russian on this purpose, so I may now answer the questions. One of the questions, the development in management looks very much like the evolution of biological systems. This is true, of course. One day, I decided to look at the evolution in biology to see what can be borrowed from that. But this is a very true remark. And Altshuler himself, he used to say that the systems will evolve like biological systems.
Знания или применение зеленого трис или то есть какая-то связка с зеленым трис, green trees.
Я понял. Значит, ну, во-первых, это очень интересная область, зеленый трис. Действительно, она прогрессивная сегодня область. Пока таких исследований мы не проводили, но я знаю, что
make any research into this subject, but you know that this is a very promising area. More questions? Question from Kambina. Could you give us simple examples of evolution in non-technical sphere? Again, it is a very interesting subject, and quite a lot of people are involved with that. For instance, the Mikhail Rubin group. We also try to do that, and we even had a book about the trends of system evolution. But I think we are going to learn a lot from Mikhail Rubin report. The anti-monopoly laws, do they contribute to the evolution of the systems or hinder them? The question is, the answer will be both ways, yes and no. Sometimes companies are split, they remain one and the same, but they split in two organizational. Are there any other laws of evolution outside of trees? I will speak about that in my next presentation, about the whole system of trends that work in our world. Because business sets laws for itself, while the trends, they should be exposed separately because they work in every sphere of human activity. And they may be different in various areas. The people, thank you very much in the chat. Do you know, perhaps, Amazon.com, do they use trees? As far as I know, yes, they do. Google uses trees. I know for sure, because Denis Petrov, he works with Google.
Здравствуйте, Володя. Это от Александра Солодкина. Спасибо за доклад. Есть
Thank you for your presentation, Vladimir. If there is a similar function in the system, which one will prevail? In the intellectual system, yes, if we have an intellectual system. But let's take a keyboard which we use with the computers. But the keyboard for smartphones is virtual. It exists, but not in a physical way. There has been a lot of discussions among users in the chat, but they are not questions for you, so I'm not going to read those aloud. Might be there will be another question, that the keyboard for smartphones is implemented as a different systems, but that's an intellectual system, isn't it? More questions? If there are no questions, let me thank my colleagues and friends, and I will make another report where I will be two more questions. Do you know if Elon Musk uses trees? I don't know. And a comment from Alexander Solotkin that it means that the system still exists, be it intellectual or otherwise, but the system is still there.